All right, welcome back. Feels like it's been a minute here, but guys are fired up and ready to go as to be expected. We did vote on captains before we left, and pleased to announce on offense this year we have Joe Tooney and Caleb Williams. On defense, we have Kevin Byard and Grady Jarrett, and then on special teams we have Cairo. So we'll have those five, and then we'll also have one each week. We'll have a weekly captain as well. And so that'll be what we're doing going forward. But it's good to see those guys kind of rally around that crew. A lot of respect for that voting process, and to be well respected by your peers like that goes a long way. So with that being said, we're excited to get into game planning here against Minnesota, and I'll open it up from there.
What's the biggest difference in going into week one as a head coach for you versus going in as an OC?
You got the whole team, and so you're worried about actives, inactives, seeing the big picture. You know, you had Kevin stop by yesterday, and we talked for a little bit. Had Ryan stop by yesterday, and we talked for a little bit. And so conversations that normally don't occur as a coordinator, they're popping up, you know, on a weekly occurrence now, and so which is a good thing. We talked about the alignment with George and Kevin and Ryan, and so we're all on the same page in how we want to attack the season, attack this week, and we'll formulate the game plan from there. But you know, it's really, to me, it's integrating the three phases, which haven't been a part of just that game planning process. I've seen it and look to carry out my orders per se, but now it's coming up with a plan to attack that team and come out with the W at the end of the day.
Able to reveal your starting left tackle?
Yeah, I'll go with Braxton.
Thank you.
Jalen seemed to indicate that he's hoping to get out there next Monday night. From the football side, from the coaching side, what do you want to see of him this week that says he's ready to go?
Yeah, well, whenever a guy misses that significant amount of time, you're very cautious in making sure that injury doesn't reoccur again. And so, you know, I know he's feeling significantly better than obviously he was from the start, and we'll see what he looks like moving around, and hopefully take it from there. But I know he's excited to get back out with his teammates here soon.
You have extensive experience against Flores the last couple of years. What about his defense presents a challenge, and you've had pretty good success against him?
Yeah, I mean, what doesn't create a challenge? He's an outstanding coach. All kinds of issues. I mean, there's not a team that pressures more than Minnesota has over the last 2 years. And you know, I go back to what I admired most about New England when I was a young coach in this business, and they had the ability to morph week in and week out, and he does that. He does that as a coordinator. You don't really know what you're going to get. You have to adjust in the middle of the game. Our guys have to be open-minded and be willing to understand we're going to get hit in the teeth a couple times. That's the nature of doing business with this crew. They've got some really good players. They're really well coached. They're really ball conscious. They're going after the ball all the time. I think they were number one in turnovers last year, and that's a credit to how they practice, because it shows up on game tape. So, I mean, you can go on the stat sheet, and it's, you know, points per game. I think they're top 5. They're really good on critical downs. So third and fourth down, they're excellent. And it was a phenomenal rushing defense last year as well. So we're going to have our work cut out in front of us.
The value of running the ball to not be in those obvious third and long situations where blitz could be coming.
Yeah, I mean, as always, we're going to do whatever we need to do to move the football. So if that means we can run the ball 50 times a game, great. If that means we need to throw it 50 times a game, that's great as well. We're going to find a way to move the ball ahead, and you know, each week's kind of its own puzzle that we're looking to solve.
With the operation, the mentals, the pre-snaps, is there a sense that those things will kind of go away? Not like magically, just because there's more of a narrow focus with a game plan as opposed to trying to digest the entirety of the playbook and learn everything that they were doing out in camp. Now that you're in the actual game week and it's more condensed.
Yeah, I think the easy answer is certainly you know what the plays are, you know what the cadence is going to be. You've practiced it that way over the course of the week, but at the same time, I mean, now the real bullets are flying, and so there's also that degree of pressure that some guys feel, not all, but some guys do feel that, and so we've tried to put a lot of pressure on our guys over the course of camp to find out who those guys are that can handle that extra noise, and I'm confident that we're going to be just fine going forward.
With the production you had last season against this defense, what of that is applicable for you this week as you try to put together a game plan for this team?
Yeah, I mean, we're a completely different team. I've been saying that all along. So, it'd be easy just to copy and paste a plan from the past, but that's not the case. It's not who we are. And so that's not what we're going to do. And, we've got some things that we feel really good about getting our guys in space potentially and letting them go to work. But I always go back, first game of the season, regardless of who you're playing, it comes down to the fundamentals, the techniques, and who can do the little things right. Communication needs to be on the same page. I think that's where this defense in particular stresses an offense is, they try to create a lot of one-on-ones, and all it takes is one guy to lose his one-on-one, and a negative play happens. So we're going to focus on our details and playing sound football.
I don't know, in that first game.
Are there things that you could learn from Caleb's games against Minnesota? I know kind of completely different offense, but are there anything learned that he's seen Flores' defense?
Yeah, there's no question. We're looking at the entire season last year and knowing full well that Flores has had a whole offseason to change as well. Year one of his defense was one thing, and it had some major changes there going into year two, and I expect the same thing here year three. You just don't know what it is until you get into the game, and I think that's what makes them so dangerous.
What did Braxton show you these past couple of weeks that led him to get the opportunity in week one?
He knows what he's doing. Is it perfect every play? No, it's not. But we did see the execution go up over the course of the last few weeks, and so there is a trust level in him knowing what to do, and we think that he's going to continue to ascend the more reps that he gets.
And how,
Do you think that adding another player to the left tackle mix, did that sort of light a fire under Braxton when Theo was getting some of those ones reps? Did you see his competition?
Yeah, I mean, I think competition is good for everybody, but you'd have to ask him if it lit a fire on him. I think all these guys are highly competitive as is and highly motivated to come in, do well for themselves, but also for their team. So I don't know that necessarily had anything to do with it, but like I said, I think the more reps that Braxton gets, the better off he's going to be.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Ben.